Hi, greetings. I'm Robbie Warren, Otter Woman Standing, and I would like to share with you a little bit today about the practice of cord removal or cord cutting. Some people refer to it as cord cutting, and I'll explain a little bit the difference between that in just a few minutes. But first, let's talk about these energetic cords that can come between people. The first thing to me that's really important for people to understand is that most often these cords are not intentional. They are unintentional, yet the energy that is shared between two people can create them. So let me explain what I mean by that just a little bit. I don't really find anyone who is saying about another person, I am going to create a cord between myself and that person so that it does harm. I don't see that. What happens, these cords are energy, and they really do become, they really do become solid, what feels like solid energy. So if someone has any kind of heightened emotion around you or about you, then or for you, then it can become a cord, an energetic cord between you. And what I mean by a heightened emotion is usually it comes from some kind of obsessive thinking, because remember, our thoughts become things, and our thoughts are very, very powerful. So, for example, if there is someone in your life who is, let's say, very jealous of you, of what you have in your life, what you've accomplished in your life, for whatever reason, they hold jealousy towards you. And if that person spends enough time and energy focused on that jealousy, on how they feel about that, wishing it were different, wanting what you have, that kind of energy, they are not intentionally creating cords. However, they can unintentionally create these cords. So most of the time, the cords that I work with when people come in, the cords that I work with are these kinds of unintentional cords. It is not coming someone specifically who has set out to create this attachment. But what the cords can feel like, sometimes you can feel very heavy. Oftentimes you can feel very stuck. Sometimes it's the inability to think clearly, or, kind of like in a fog, if you feel like you're in brain fog a lot. Now, let's be real, because sometimes eating too much sugar and, some of the things we put in our body can create these as well. So it's really important that we discern where this is coming from. So, but this can create cords. This can create energetic attachments between people. So I have seen cords that are about control or manipulation or jealousy, or wanting to hold someone back, or not letting someone move forward, or wanting to tap into their power. There's so many different ways that these cords can be created, through these emotions. And there are really beautiful cords as well. The cords that we share between our partners, our loved ones, a parent and a child. There are, best friends. They all share cords. It's why we feel so good when we're around people. It's why, I know if my best friend is feeling down, because, we're connected in a way. So, we use language like this all the time. I feel so connected to you. Well, this is why. So there are good cords that are serving us, that bring us information, that serve us, and that uphold, relationships. And there are cords that are not serving us, that are holding us down, pulling us back, making it difficult for us to function in life, and cords that we maybe did not agree to. And that's a big thing. Any cord that is coming to you that you really did not agree to, an agreement doesn't have to be, where you say to somebody, oh, sure, you can tap into me with this cord. But if you're in good relationship with someone, those cords do become an agreement. The good cords become an agreement. These negative cords that are draining are cords that usually have not been agreed to for whatever reason. Or maybe they were agreed to at one point, at one point in time, and then no more. There are sometimes that we have a feeling that we should serve someone, we should help them as much as we can and serve them, and then these cords get formed, and then we no longer need to do that, but yet the cords are still there. So there's a lot of ways these cords show up. So I told you I was going to talk to you about the difference between cord cutting and cord removal. So I do hear a lot about cord cutting. And, you know, cord cutting is an energetic severing of this cord. Now, in my experience, what I see is that when a cord is cut, you know, if you think about, we've got this cord and it's going from person 1 over here to person 2 over here, right? And so we've got this cord, and if you cut it, you know, you slice this down and you cut it energetically, what is still happening is that there is a piece of the cord attached here and a piece of the cord attached here. And eventually, they want to kind of come back together. It's kind of like a lizard regrowing its tail. It wants to come back. So if we remove the cord rather than cutting, I find that in my practice there are better results. So that is an energetic removing of the cord, and sometimes I have to work with the person, you know, and really dig into their energetic field, either with a feather fan, with my hands, with a medicine tool, but dig into their energetic field and literally pull the cord out. Now, we don't just pull the cord out, you know, and let it dangle there. As a shaman and a medicine person, I work in the other dimensions and I work with the spirit world. So I call on the spirit guides and all of the spirits that are helping and working to help me return those cords back to where they belong. So usually that involves opening up a portal into the other dimensions, protecting that portal so that the only thing that goes through that portal is the work that I do. Nothing comes in without my permission, and nothing goes out that I don't send out. And I would send those cords, those energies, back to the originator, back to the person that it came from. Let's see, remember this person? So I send the cord back to the person that it came from, and I send it back with gratitude, with love and compassion, so that it is changed and turned into something that the person who is receiving that energy back can then work with. And most of the times the person where the energy is going back to is not even aware of it. There is not an awareness that it's happening, but it is coming back to them, and it is coming back to where it belongs. And that's the most important thing, that the cord is pulled out from the person that it doesn't belong, and it goes back to the person where it does belong. And this is a way to keep our energy clear, to keep, you know, to keep ourselves moving forward, to keep ourselves clear-headed, to make sure we are standing in our own power and standing in our own truth, and not being unconsciously manipulated or controlled or drained of our power. So there is my quick teaching around cord removal and energetic cords. So I do look forward to seeing you again soon.